So here's what makes a good ad. There are actually 6 core principles that separate ads that convert from ads that burn money. And I'm gonna break down each one with actual examples, some good, some terrible, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And by the end of the video, you'll know exactly how to audit your own ads and figure out why they're not working or why they are working. So let me just pull up some data and break this down. I've got the Facebook ads library open here. I've got some saved examples, and we're just gonna go through this raw. No fancy editing, no script, just me showing you what works and what doesn't. And if I stumble or mess up, whatever, we're keeping it real. This is how I actually analyze ads for my clients, so you're getting the same breakdown they get. All right, so element 1, have a clear, relatable hook of what to say, right? So your ad needs to grab attention fast with a clear, relatable hook, right? And when I say fast, I mean you literally got 2 seconds before someone scrolls past. Their newsfeed is just full of reels and organic and paid ads and things like that. So you're not competing with other ads, you're competing with their friends, vacation photos, funny videos, memes, everything. The scroll is automatic. So your first line needs to physically stop their thumb. What makes a hook work? It's not about being clever or witty, it's really about being relatable. The hook needs to speak to something that they're experiencing right now and is a pain right now, or a desire that they have like today. And when someone sees it and thinks, wait, that's literally me right now, you've got them. That's when they stop scrolling and actually read or view the rest of your piece of content. Here's what most people get wrong. They try to be too creative, they use abstract metaphors or bury the problem 3 sentences in. No, you don't do that. Your hook should be so direct that someone skimming at 100 miles per hour still catches it. So, for example, struggling to book sales calls consistently as a coach, boom, if that's you, you stop, right? Your brain goes, hey, that's me. I need to read this. That's the power of a clear, relatable hook. Quick test, read your first line and ask yourself, if I heard this in a crowded room, would I turn around? And if it's just kind of interesting or sort of relevant, it's not good enough. It needs to be directly, immediately speaking to your exact person about that exact problem. Okay, let me show you some examples because the difference between a good hook and a bad hook is night and day, trust me.
Are you a real estate agent that has inconsistent income? Some months it's here, then here, then here, and you really can't even ever plan anything because you don't know when your next check is coming from.
So this hook is really good because it targets a specific person, real estate agents, right? With a specific relatable problem, which is inconsistent income, it creates an immediate, hey, that's me reaction for anyone in that situation. All right, I'm gonna move on to the next one.
If you are an online real estate coach, I want to install a done-for-you webinar inside of your business in the next 14 days so you can sell one-to-many instead of being bottlenecked doing one-to-one.
This is a good hook because it targets a hyper-specific person, which is online real estate coaches with a very specific solution, which is their webinar system, and a time frame, which is 14 days, that addresses their exact bottlenecked problem, which is stuck doing one-on-one sales instead of scaling with group sales, right? So anyways, okay, so now I'm gonna show you some examples of some bad hooks.
Because of this $1 billion lawsuit that we lost, there's chum in the waters and the sharks are coming after us, and it's not going to die off anytime soon.
The actual ad's not too bad, but I thought the hook could be a lot stronger. It's about we, not you, right? Talks about the company's problems, which is their lawsuits, instead of the reader's problems. When someone reads this, they think, okay, so what? No, that's not me, right?
You've been coaching for free for years, and you know it. People navigate towards you. You're supposed to be a coach. The thing is, you've not been getting paid for it.
The hook is confusing, right? Forcing the reader to work to understand what you're saying, right? It's instant scroll past, right? So it takes 20 plus words to get to the actual problem when it should be direct and punchy, like been coaching people for free but struggling to get paid, right? Like something like that. It could be much more direct and concise. It's focused on I or your story instead of you, which is the reader's problem or the viewer's problem. So they don't immediately see themselves in it. The sentence is also a grammatical mess that's hard to follow, right? Making the reader work to understand instead of stopping their scroll instantly, right? It's just confusing. You just gotta simplify it and just speak clearly. All right, I'm gonna get into element number 2, which is just one person and one problem. This is where most people completely mess up because your ad needs to speak to one specific person with one specific problem. Not 2 problems, not 3 problems, one person, one problem per piece of content or ad, right? This is so important. I'm gonna say it again, one person, one problem per ad. The biggest mistake I see this constantly when I audit people's ad accounts, is they're trying to talk to everyone in a single ad, and they're like, this is for coaches, this is for consultants, agency owners, course creators, freelancers, SaaSpreneurs, online service. Although that might be true when it comes to ad and being specific, just talk to the one, or people will scroll past, because no one likes a jack of all trades. Trying to address like 5 different pain points all at once too, right? What happens? The ad performs terribly because nobody feels like it's actually talking to them specifically. So here's the truth: when you talk to everyone, you actually talk to no one. I'm sure you heard that before, but it's cliche because it's true. And think about it from the reader or the viewer's perspective. If you see an ad that says for all business owners, you're likely, okay, that's kind of me, but not really. But if you see an ad that says for fitness coaches stuck at 15K a month, trying to scale to 30K, and that's exactly your situation, you're gonna pay attention. You feel seen. You feel like this person understands your specific problem. That's really the difference. And here's what's wild: when you narrow down to one specific person, your ad actually performs better with a broader audience anyways, because the specificity creates the connection. A general ad that tries to appeal to everyone ends up resonating with no one, but a specific ad that speaks to the one person's exact problem, other people in similar situations see themselves in it as well.
Are you a real estate agent that has inconsistent income? Some months it's here, then here, then here, and you really can't even ever plan anything because you don't know when your next check is coming from.
Okay, this ad is a one person, one problem because it only targets real estate agents, not salespeople, not coaches, or business owners in general. There's one problem which focuses only on inconsistent income. Some months it's here, some months it's there. You can't really ever plan anything because you don't know when your next check is coming from, right? So doesn't try to address multiple problems like get more leads, improve sales skills, time management, or work-life balance. All of the above. This entire ad revolves around this single pain point, which is unpredictable paychecks. Okay, here's one. Good old Jason Woj.
If you are an online real estate coach, I want to install a done-for-you webinar inside of your business in the next 14 days so you can sell one-to-many instead of being bottlenecked doing one-to-ones. Here's what we're going to do for you. Okay, we're going to help you with your offer refinement. You're already selling a low-ticket, mid-ticket, high-ticket offer. How do we repackage it so we can sell it on a webinar? Trust me, we've done this over 300 times now. We can help you. Second is the webinar funnel. Get high conversion rates, low cost per lead, good high-quality signups that come to your webinar hungry, ready to buy. Now we have the slide deck. What to say, how to say it, when to say it. A proven slide deck after building 300 plus proven webinars in 90 plus different niches. We know the exact slide deck that's gonna get a high conversion rate. And then we have your ads, which we're gonna script, edit, and launch for 4 straight months to manage your KPIs because we have to 2x your ROI on your investment with us. Or you do not pay. Very bold, but also very true. Okay, so click the link below, fill out the quick form to qualify. If you do qualify, you'll be able to go straight to our calendar to book a discovery call, and I will see you on the next page.
Right on. Good old Jason Wojo. This ad is a one person, one problem because the one person is hyper-specific target, which is online real estate coaches, not just real estate professionals, but specifically online real estate coaches. And there's one problem, focuses only on being bottleneck doing one-on-one sales, right? The entire ad addresses the single problem. They're stuck doing one-on-one sales calls and can't scale everything mentioned, right? Your offer packaging, your webinar setup, your slide deck, your ads. It's about solving this one core problem, moving from time-intensive one-on-one sales to scalable webinar sales. This ad is a one person, one problem because one person specifically targets in-person trainers or fitness coaches, not online coaches, not business owners, not fitness professionals broadly, but specifically in-person trainers, right? The problem they present is focuses only on lack of freedom, which is trapped in the 9 to 5, way more than 9 to 5, right? The entire ad addresses this single pain point, being location bound, time bound, and financially limited because they're working in person. Doesn't try to solve multiple problems like getting more clients, charging higher rates, improving marketing, or time management. Just the freedom or trapped problem. Okay, I'm gonna get into element number 3 now. And this is a game changer. When you get this right, you need to make the benefit very obvious, not just the feature, right? So this is really marketing 101, but I'm shocked by how many ads I see that just list features and expect people to connect the dots themselves. And here's the thing, people don't care about 12-week programs. They don't care about your proprietary framework or your proven system, right? They care about what it gets them, right? What's the end result and how can it help them? What's the transformation? That's what they're buying. They're not buying your coaching calls, they're buying the outcome those coaching calls produce. So features are what it is, right? The deliverables, the components, the structure. Benefits are what it does for them, the actual result they get in their life or business. And here's the key: benefits answer the question, what is in it for me? If your ad doesn't answer that question clearly, people aren't going to take action. Let me try to give you an example. A feature is 8 weekly coaching calls, right? A benefit is finally have consistent 30K months without working weekends. See the difference? One is describing what you deliver, the other is describing what their life looks like after working with you. And which one do you think is more compelling? Another example, a feature is Facebook Ads Management Service. Cool, but what does that mean for me? The benefit is book 20 plus qualified sales calls per month without posting content or doing, boring outreach. Now we're talking about an outcome I actually want. And here's what most people get wrong. They think listing all their deliverables makes their offer look more valuable. You get this, right? But in reality, nobody really cares about the ingredients. They care about the meal, right? They care about the end result. Now, let me show you one of my ads, and I want you to see how this works. 2 million to 36 million. I helped scale my coaching client from $2 million to $36 million with paid ads while maintaining an 8x return on ad spend. Here's how we did it. First, we cleaned up their data to make sure we'd set black and white ad KPIs to hit, realistic, conservative ones, and far-reaching, attainable ones. Second, we focused our efforts on writing polarizing, controversial creatives and copy that not only got the haters to hate, but actually made the target prospects turn into high-paying clients. Third, we didn't just rely on broad targeting. I know a lot of you may disagree with this, but targeting specific interests, lookalike audiences, and demographics can take an offer a real long way, despite all the Andromeda and iOS updates happening right now. Last but not least, we move faster than any of those other agencies we've competed against. We're organized, we hit deadlines, and we make you more profit. We focus on quality over quantity when it comes to our clients' offers. So if you'd like to be our next case study, click this ad, see if you qualify. We'll chat to rebuild your ROAS in a way that's sustainable and scalable. I helped scale my coaching client from 2 million to 36 million with paid ads while maintaining an 8x return on ad spend. Right there, boom, that's the benefit, that's the outcome. I'm not starting with, we offer Facebook ads management with custom targeting and creative development. I'm starting with results. 2 million to 36 million, 8x ROAS, that's what you care about. Scroll down in the ad. Now notice what comes after that benefit. I explained how we did it. First, we cleaned up their data. Second, we focused on polarizing creatives. Third, we used specific targeting. Fourth, we moved fast and stayed organized. Those are the features. Those are the process points. Point to the structure. See the order here. Benefit first, right? The massive result. Then features second, the how, right? This is the right way to structure it. If I had started with first we clean up your data, second we write polarizing copy, all that stuff, you would have clicked away before you even understood what you were getting, right? But because I led with 2 million to 36 million, you're hooked. And then you want to know how. And look at the call to action at the end. If you'd like to be our next case study, I'm still benefit focused even in the call to action. Not book a call to learn about our services, but be our next case study, implying you're going to get a similar result, right? All right, we're going to get into element 4, which is building trust. And this is massive. You need to build trust with proof, credibility, or story. And here's why this matters so much. Nobody trusts ads anymore, like literally nobody. But people are so skeptical of advertising now because they've been burned 1,000 times by fake gurus, overpromised results, and BS claims. So when someone sees your ad, their default position is, this is probably BS. That's what you're fighting against. So you need to overcome that skepticism immediately. You can't just make claims and expect people to believe you. You need to prove that you can deliver what you're promising. And there are 3 main ways to do this, which is social proof, credibility markers, or a compelling story. And let me break down each one because they all work, but they all work differently. The first option is social proof. This is testimonials, case studies, client results, screenshots of revenue. Whatever shows that other people have gotten results working with you. This is probably the most powerful form of trust building because it's third-party validation. You're not saying, hey, I'm great, right? Other people are saying he's great, and that carries way more weight. When someone sees a testimony from another coach who went from 20K to 80K a month, they think, okay, if it worked for them, maybe it can work for me too. The second option is credibility markers. This thing, like how many clients you've worked with, how much ad spend you've managed, how many years you've been doing this, revenue you've generated, certifications if they're relevant, basically anything that establishes an authority. Maybe you're on some podcasts, maybe that are big names, things like that. So for example, in my ads, I'll mention, 60 million plus in tracked revenue while maintaining a 4.6x return on average ad spend, or founder of Ad Push Media, right? These are credibility markers that signal, hey, this person knows what they're talking about. Even something simple like, I've helped 50 plus coaches scale profitably with ads, adds credibility. Third option, third, not second, third, a compelling story. This is the I was where you are angle, and you tell a story about your own journey, your struggles, how you figured something out. Stories work because they're relatable and they create an emotional connection. If you start an ad with, 2 years ago I was broke, barely making $5K a month, and I was about to quit. People who are in that position right now are going to keep reading and viewing your content, right? They see themselves in your story, and when you explain how you got from there to where you are now, it builds trust because you've been through what they're going through. Now here's what's important. You don't necessarily need all these in one ad. Sometimes social proof is enough. Sometimes a strong story is enough. Sometimes credibility markers are enough. But you need at least one of them. If your ad is just making claims without any proof, credibility, or story to back it up, no one's gonna believe you in this oversaturated online world, right? You're just another person on the internet making promises. And element number 5, which is simple, skimmable, and emotional, right? Keep it simple, keep it skimmable, and emotionally engaging. And let me start by saying this. People do not read ads word for word. Nobody is sitting there carefully reading every single sentence of your ad copy. There might be a few, but most of them are just skimming. They're scrolling through their feed, they stop for 2 seconds, their eyes scan your ad, and they make a decision. Keep reading or keep scrolling. That's really it. And you've got maybe 3 to 5 seconds of skim time. So your ad needs to be made for skimming. And what does that mean? Short paragraphs, like 1 to 3 sentences max per paragraph, white space between paragraphs so it's not just a wall of text, easy to digest on mobile because that's where 90% of people are seeing your ads. If I were to pull up your ad on my phone and it looks like a dense block of text, I'm scrolling past it immediately. I don't care about how good your offer is. Here's the thing, your eyes naturally flow down a page where there's white space and short paragraphs. It's just easier to process. But when you see a wall of text, your brain goes, nope, too much work, and you just skip it. So even if you have amazing ad copy, if it's formatted poorly, nobody's gonna read it. Formatting matters just as much as the word themselves. And beyond just formatting, your ad needs to hit people emotionally. This is crucial, right? People make decisions emotionally first, then they justify those decisions logically after. So your ad needs to tap into emotion, whether that's frustration, desire, fear, hope, whatever. Use emotional trigger words. Things like struggling, finally, frustrated, stuck, tired of, imagine, freedom. These words create emotional responses. Think about it. Which is more compelling? Our system helps you get more clients, or stop lying awake at night wondering where your next client is coming from. The second one hits emotionally. It paints a picture of the pain they're expecting right now. That's what makes someone stop and pay attention. The first one is just a statement. It's logical, but it's not engaging. You need emotion to drive action. Element number 6 is a clear call to action. This is, you need to tell people exactly what to do next. If I read your entire ad or watched your entire ad and I'm interested, but I don't know what the next step is, I'm just gonna keep scrolling. You've done all the work to get my attention, and then you don't tell me what to do. That's a wasted ad. Here's something important. Your ad needs to be as long as it takes to get them to take action. Not longer, not shorter. Some people think short ads perform better or longer ads do better. It's neither. The right length is however long it takes to convince someone to click. And if that's 50 words, great. If it's 300 words, fine. If it's 30 seconds, great. If it's 3 minutes, awesome. But once you've made your case, you need a crystal clear call to action. Don't make them guess. Don't say something vague like learn more. That's weak. Tell them the specific action. Click the link below, and on the next page, you can book your free strategy call. We only have a limited amount of spots available, so book it now. Or comment the word ready, and I'll send you the specific training to grow your business. Be direct, be specific, and here's the key. One ad, one call to action. Don't give multiple options like book a call or join our email list or follow us. When you give people too many choices, they pick none of them. Pick the one action you want to drive towards that. The last thing is tell them why to take action. Not just click here, but click the link below to book a call, and we'll show you how to double your client flow in 60 days. Give them a reason why. What do they get when they take this action? So if you want help building ads like this that actually convert and bring in profitable results, we've helped clients go from 2x to 9x return on ad spend, scale past 2 million a month, cut lead costs by 70%. Put a link in the description to book a call, and we'll walk you through our exact ad system. So drop a comment and let me know which of these 6 elements you struggle with most. All right, subscribe if this was helpful, and I'll see you on the next video.